Last summer, Manchester United signed a goalkeeper that most fans had never heard of. 12 months later, he's officially the Premier League's transfer of the season. But if you asked Thibaut Courtois, none of this is surprising. So who is Senne Lammens? And what did Courtois see that everyone else missed?
That voice note was Thibaut Courtois, by the way. Just let me know about Lammens because he's a Belgian player, isn't he? So he's just giving me the heads up as to what he's like. He said he's a huge talent, obviously not experienced yet, but he said he thinks his style will be suited to the Premier League, big as well. That recommendation from probably one of the best free goalkeepers in the world, Thibaut Courtois, I'm taking that.
When one of the greatest goalkeepers of this generation praises a young keeper, it's worth paying attention. Courtois wasn't talking about Lammens because they were both Belgian. He was talking about him because he genuinely believed he had everything a modern goalkeeper needs: size, composure, shot stopping, distribution, and most importantly, decision-making. Those are qualities that usually take years to develop. Lammens already had them, but there was one problem. Almost nobody outside Belgium was watching. He wasn't playing in the Champions League every week. He wasn't making headlines like the next wonder kid. He was simply doing his job at Royal Antwerp. And that's exactly where Manchester United started paying attention. On paper, the move didn't make much sense. Manchester United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. So why were they signing a goalkeeper that casual fans barely knew? The answer wasn't hype. It was profile. United weren't looking for the biggest name. They were looking for the right goalkeeper. Someone young enough to improve, confident enough to play out from the back, comfortable under pressure, and athletic enough to make the saves that statistics can't predict. Lammens ticked every box. Standing at almost 2 meters tall, he dominated his penalty area. He wasn't the type of goalkeeper who waited for danger to arrive. He attacked crosses. He came off his line. He made quick decisions. And in modern football, that's just as valuable as making spectacular saves. United saw a goalkeeper that could fit the way they wanted to play for the next decade. But there was still one question. Could he actually handle the pressure? Most fans still had doubts. But inside the club, there was a feeling they'd found something special. Of course, finding the right goalkeeper is one thing. Replacing the pressure of Old Trafford is something completely different. And that's where Senne Lammens surprised everyone. When Lammens arrived at Old Trafford, the expectations weren't sky high. In fact, many fans weren't even convinced he should be joining. Replacing Andre Onana was never going to be easy. With all the pressure and criticism Onana had been through, stepping into that role at one of the biggest clubs in the world is a different kind of pressure. But Lammens never looked overwhelmed. He kept his game simple. No unnecessary risks, no panic under pressure. Just calm, confident goalkeeping. That confidence spread through the team. Suddenly, United looked far more secure defensively. Lammens was doing the basics exceptionally well, claiming crosses, organizing the defense, making the right pass instead of the risky one. And when United needed a big save, he was there. As the season went on, the doubts slowly disappeared. Not because people started talking about him more, but because they stopped talking about United's goalkeeping problems altogether. And that's probably the biggest compliment you can give any goalkeeper. By the end of his first Premier League season, the numbers spoke for themselves. Lammens made 79 saves in 32 league appearances, kept 8 clean sheets, and lost just 4 league matches as Manchester United climbed back into the top 3. His performances earned him the Barclays Premier League Transfer of the Season award, voted for by supporters. But the statistics only tell part of the story. What really impressed people was how quickly he adapted. The Premier League is faster, more physical, more demanding, yet Lammens played like he'd been there for years. He commanded his box. He rarely rushed decisions. And perhaps most importantly, he gave United something they'd been missing for a long time: stability. You could see it in the defenders. They trusted him. Instead of worrying about what might happen behind them, they could focus on their own game. Sometimes, a goalkeeper's biggest impact isn't the saves you remember. It's making the difficult moments feel routine. That's exactly what Lammens did. When Thibaut Courtois spoke about Senne Lammens a few years ago, many people saw it as nothing more than a compliment from one Belgian goalkeeper to another. Now it feels more like a warning, because everything Courtois highlighted is exactly what we've seen. The composure, the maturity, the confidence, the ability to perform under pressure. Manchester United didn't just sign a talented goalkeeper. They signed someone who already had the mindset to succeed at the highest level. At just 23 years old, Lammens is still years away from what is usually considered a goalkeeper's peak, which means this debut season may not be the finished product. It might just be the beginning. And if his first year at Old Trafford is anything to go by, Thibaut Courtois didn't predict the future. He simply saw it before the rest of us did.
Yeah, good save. It's in by Simons. Gallagher making a good run. Games now. Oh, Maguire won't get there ahead of Raul Jimenez, and Lammens touches. It's Harry Wilson. Oh, good reaction late from the goalkeeper. Rice's delivery, and Lammens.